Alright, what's up guys? I'm back and I'm narrating this one again because any feedback I got on my last video was toward narrate. So this is against Crow350 from Maryland, and here we go. This was an incredible match. It was long and it was filled with back and forth action, so I'm just going to get going. Seeing his leadoff Metagross, I'm with my Machamp that's got Encore, so I wanted to Encore him into Stealth Rock, but instead he just blows up and takes both of us down. So in a situation like this, I'm going to go to my Stealth Rocker just to get it up quickly. And he brings a Tyranitar and is like, oh shit, this is a terrible switch in for me initially because I think he's choice. And if he's choice, it means I can't leave because he's going to pursuit. So I just try to Toxic him to do whatever I can. And I see that it's actually his Stealth Rocker. So seeing that, I'm going to take my opportunity to Stealth Rock, expecting a crunch or something like that now. But he just pursuits. And that's good and bad. Good because it's not going to do a whole lot. Bad because it means I've got to stay in. So I'm not just going to switch. And rather than just go straight for the Earth Power, I just decided Toxic to try to wear him down. And thankfully, I actually decided to use a Smogon set for this Claydol, which is based more around regular defense. And that really came in handy right here against this Tyranitar. And so I'm just going to keep Earth Powering until I get him weak enough or until I feel like I'm about to die. My plan was I thought he was going to end up winning this fight. So my plan was on my last move when I possibly could was to Rapid Spin. Because this is my spinner and also a Stealth Rocker because Claydol can do that. And I just decided to do it now because I thought that his next pursuit was going to kill me. And it actually doesn't. I just barely hang on. And that was incredible. That just enables me to kill his Tyranitar, and with Stealth Rock off the field, I'm going to take out his Rocker right now. That means I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the match, so that was great. As you can see, this match got like another, 10 minutes in it? No, 9 minutes in it. So for the rest of that, I just get to switch in freely without it, and that was crucial. And I see Starmie, and I'm thinking Rapid Spin, Surf, or Ice Beam. Whichever it is, I'm hoping it's something that Magnezone resists, so it comes in and it's on Ice Beam. And it's like, okay, great. Now I'm going to sub up and... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, I was so mad when he froze me like that. But I know he's not staying in because it would be dumb. So I try to sub up as he sends in Lucario, but I can't. I don't thought. I was kind of hoping maybe I would. But thankfully, I have something that deals with Swords Dance Lucario just so well. And it's this Togekiss. And I have a spread. This thing is trained to... be able to be faster than Adamant Lucario, so I can just Encore him, and now he's stuck on Swords Dance. It's like, great, that works perfectly. And I haven't seen a ground type yet, so I'm going to try to paralyze whatever switches in, or Lucario if it stays in. And I'm really hoping he doesn't have a ground type, so I'm just going to fire one off, and he has Gliscor, and I'm like, oh my god, I hate Gliscor. I hate it, almost as much as I hate Blissey. These things are so damn annoying, especially in Sand. And I was thinking he was going to Toxic right now, or maybe Stone Edge, so I try to Encore him, but he taunts me first, and so that's bad. So Togekiss is stuck in here. I could Air Slash, but that would just be kind of dumb because I don't want to get poisoned. So I'm going to go into Starmie because he can hurt him. He can one-hit kill him with probably 2 different moves, Ice Beam and Surf, and he's also faster, and he also is natural to absorb that Toxic. So I'm not too worried about whatever he can do. And I end up deciding to Thunderbolt because I thought he'd send that Starmie back in, predicting a choice Ice Beam or Surf, but instead he sends in Suicune. And here I make a mistake. I hit that thing real hard, easily enough to 2-hit KO him, and I thought he was going to recognize that I was choice and switch back into Gliscor. So I sent back in Claydol, really just so I could bring Starmie back in later so he wouldn't be poisoned anymore. And he rests, and it was like, oh, god damn it. Although that does almost 100% confirm that this is Crocoon, Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Surf. And so that's kind of good for me. I hate that set almost more than anything else. But I do have several counters to it on this team, partially because of my hatred. I'm very prepared to take on this kind of Suicune. So now I send my Starmie back in. I don't intend to Thunderbolt. I want to trick him. If he wants to send in Gliscor protecting the Thunderbolt, then that's fine. He's going to be stuck on a Scarf, and that's going to be a Scarf Wall, and that's going to be crippled. If he stays in, that's going to be a Scarf Crocoon, and that's going to be even better. And he stays in, and that's good, because now my Starmie actually has leftovers, so that means he's not going to be hurt by that sandstorm, and that means I think that this Suicune is now stuck on Sleep Talk, and he's about to wake up next turn because of rest, so I feel safe just to stay in and fire off a Thunderbolt with Starmie. Again, if he wants to switch in Gliscor, I'll just switch to Ice Beam and kill him. So he sends Lucario back in, and right here, I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble because Togekiss is going to come in, and, oh no, sorry, I'm not in trouble yet. I'm going to switch Togekiss back in, expecting a extreme speed, and I didn't know. I thought he might switch into Gliscor or do something. Even so, I was assuming I was going to flinch because Togekiss, Togekiss and Luck just go hand in hand. So I Air Slash and he stays in, and I'm like, okay, flinch. No flinch. I'm like, well, Togekiss, come on. You're lucky for everyone except me, even though I'm usually the one with all the luck. And he does that, and this thing isn't Life Orbed. And now I'm really in trouble. I'm really, really in trouble right now because I've got a Frozen Magnezone, a weak Togekiss, a weak Claydol, and a weak Starmie. I don't have anything that can take this Lucario down, and he's not going to kill himself with Life Orb, so I've got to sack something. I sack Claydol because I don't need him anymore. He's done his job. He Rapid Spin, he Stealth Rock. This Toxicroak is the only hope I have to kill this Lucario right now. And I've got to go for a substitute so I can hit him with a Focus Punch. And now I've got a very weak team, and this Lucario absolutely needs to die, or I'm really in trouble. So I just go for that Focus Punch to finish him off. Now I've got a very weak Toxicroak right now, but the Lucario is going to die. So I think that leaves it to a 4-3 in my favor, but it's really more to his side than it looks. He's got all his guys at full power, and I've got 3 guys real weak and 1 guy frozen. So this is bad. This is real bad. 2 of them are weak to ground, so it's even worse. There's no way I'm leaving this guy in a Gliscor. I knew I needed Toxicroak, so I sent in Togekiss. I had to sack something. I'm running out of things to sacrifice. I need a free switch into Starmie because he can't survive an Earthquake. And this, I considered roosting, I considered encoring, but I thought he was just going to Tommy, so I tried to Air Slash. And I miss. And it kind of doesn't really matter because he could just roost it off. He's faster than me. But each time here I'm predicting a taunt, and it doesn't come. Like, I could have roosted here. All I wanted to, or encored or something, and I didn't. I don't know what was going through my mind. I was so worried about that taunt. And I miss another Air Slash instead. So that's great. And then I finally hit him with my last Air Slash, so that's some damage I've got, but I had to sack my Togekiss, and that's kind of bad. I mean, if my team were a soccer team, Togekiss is pretty much like the captain. He holds the whole thing together, and now he's down, so that's bad. I have to go for an Ice Beam. I've got no choice. I can't worry about a Water type switching and go for Thunderbolt. I have to go for Ice Beam because I have to try to kill that Gliscor, and I don't. He switches this in. And that's not so bad. I was thankful he didn't switch Starmie in because this Crocoon, or all Crocoons have a flaw. Their only attack is a Water type move, meaning there is nothing he can do to Toxicroak at all. So I switch it back in. He decides to stick himself on Calm Mind because he's Scarfed, and I didn't understand that. Maybe he forgot about the Scarf he had. But I'm going to go for a Focus Punch because he can't hurt me. I really thought he was going to switch in Gliscor right here. And he didn't. He just let it take a Focus Punch. And right here is where my quality just goes to shit because my camera decided to die on me. So, yeah, here we go. This is still the same point in the battle. And I see he left it in, and I'm like, wait a minute. He doesn't know I've got Swords Dance. So, it's 3-on-3 now. I've got a weak guy. He's got a Gliscor and a Starmie. I'm just going to start Swords Dancing up. This is my last chance. And he leaves it in. One more hit, his Suicune's going to die to Sandstorm. Nothing he can do to me. I'm just going to go for another Swords Dance and hope he doesn't switch that Gliscor in, and he doesn't. And this is incredible. Like, those 2 turns right there changed the entire battle. I really think he was in control all that way. And with those 2 Swords Dances, I've got it. Like, I was almost sure it was my game now. And he switches in this Gliscor, and that's pretty much, you wouldn't find many better counters to that, to Toxicroak and Gliscor and OU, but after 2 Swords Dances, there's no way he can take that Sucker Punch, and that's great. I'm on the path to victory right now. All he's got left is this Starmie. It's just going to be a matter of how long is he going to try to stall out my Sucker Punch. And basically what happens is he's going to trick, because that's his only non-attacking move, to try to dodge my Sucker Punch, but ultimately he's going to be taking my Black Sludge and taking enough damage from Sandstorm and my own Black Sludge that's on him now. So I'm just going to wait until he's low enough, because once he tricks and receives a choice scarf, it's going to be that he's stuck on trick. So eventually I'm going to make sure he's weak enough, and then once he's holding his own choice scarf again from trick, he's going to be stuck on it, so I'm just going to focus punch him to death. And that's going to be the game. So I think it's going to be a couple more turns. But yeah, since I went first with Sucker Punch and he tricked himself that scarf, that means he's stuck on it. And I eventually realized this from Smogon, so I'm going to focus punch it to death. So that's going to be the end of the game. Wow, Crow, that was a really great game. This is probably one of the most back and forth, just kind of prediction battle of wits war I've ever had. And there were a lot of times I really didn't think I was going to come out on top of this one. There's the final focus punch. But wow, that was just such a great game. Thanks, man. That was a 3-0, but that was much closer than it really was. That was a very weak Starmie, a Frozen Magazine, and a very weak Toxicroak. That were my last three. So, good game, dude. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave me a comment if you can. And that's it. I'm out.